Avante Solomon facing some pretty serious charges. The killing of a young mother, the shooting of another teen in a case that rocked the Columbus community. Out of custody for the moment, his attorney says he will eventually be cleared.
In that moment, I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know that anybody was even out there with guns or any of that. So it just be like, that was the wrong place at the wrong time, and it could always happen.
Delia Brown still trying to recover physically and mentally. The teen, one of the victims in last summer's fatal shooting at the Glenwood Rec Center. Bullets ripping through her body.
Definitely will impact me for the rest of my life.
Ataya Nichols, a young mother, was killed. The suspect, Avante Solomon, only 15 years old at the time, facing murder, attempted murder, and assault charges. His case moved to adult court. He bonded out in June, leaving Brown and her family shaken.
The system is just screwed up. I mean, the police get out here, they do their job, they arrest these kids, they put them in jail, they come back out, they arrest the same kid over and over and over again.
Solomon's attorney, Eric Allen, telling us the teen should be free. The frantic moments during and after the shooting were shared with us on cell phone video. All of this started with a fight between two girls. Allen telling us his client was trying to break up the back and forth, stressing the images don't paint the full picture of what happened.
It's chaotic, and these are, a lot of the people that are involved are children, so that makes it extra chaotic.
Allen indicating Solomon has no prior juvenile record and no troubles in school. In fact, saying he's innocent of the charges.
I don't necessarily want to discuss the facts of the case, but in terms of his innocence, I can say that he never fired a weapon, that there were other people that had firearms that day.
In a statement, the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office saying, as this is a matter currently pending in court, we are unable to comment. Brown believes the teen should be behind bars, still trying to wrap her head around all of it.
It's just like, why? Like, he young, so he gonna get out and he's not gonna think about bettering himself. Like, he hasn't learned anything from it.
Solomon is set to be back in court next month. Loved ones of the victims in this case plan to be there as well, pushing for a trial and conviction. Solomon's attorney confident he will eventually be cleared. Rodney Dunigan reporting. As the investigation moves forward into the death of Antoine Lindsay, his loved ones are working to deal with his loss, trying, they say, to move past the pain.
Antoine was a great human being. He was a great father to the 4 of his children.
Angela Irvin telling us it's hard to believe, devastated by the sudden loss of her 45-year-old brother, Antoine Lindsay.
He was taken from us. He was taken from his kids. He was taken from his wife of 23 years. Body cam video showing the early July confrontation between Lindsay, Columbus police, and Franklin County deputies at an East Side apartment complex. Law enforcement says they went to the complex following reports of a man with a gun. In the video, Lindsay is tased and shot moments later. An autopsy report just released details his cause of death as homicide, indicating Lindsay had been shot more than a dozen times, wounds to the head, chest, and back. I think there's a lot more digging, and there's definitely a lot more answers that we need as his family to know, so we could have peace as to what happened to him on July 8th.
Lindsay's family describes him as a kind and loving man, sharing a number of family photos with us, stressing they're pushing for a full and transparent investigation into his death.
He was a great father. He was a great son. He was a great brother. He definitely had an impact on a lot of people's lives around him, more than you can imagine.
The case is currently under investigation by the BCI, which is common in these types of cases. The names of the officers have not been released. The department citing Marsy's Law, which protects victims of crime. Police saying in this instance, the officers involved were victims of crime. Rodney Dunigan reporting. As the summer season winds down, the violence citywide is turning up. In a large number of cases, the victims and suspects, just kids. City leaders pushing a creative new effort to tackle the problem on the ground level.
I can go on all day about the struggles that come with just not having a father in your life.
Javaris Leach knows the pain of gun violence all too well. His father locked up on a murder conviction when Leach was just 2 years old. He's never seen him outside of prison walls. It's a heartache that ripples in communities across the city.
It's going to happen to pretty much everyone if we don't do something about it.
Just Sunday alone, 3 people shot, 2 killed in separate shootings. Our cameras rolling when shots were fired not far from a crime scene investigation. The victims and suspects getting younger in these cases. This year alone, more than 30 homicide suspects under the age of 21. Gun violence declared a public health crisis in Columbus.
This is giving young people an opportunity to heal and to grow.
Terry Green, founder of Think, Make, Live Youth, launching the Guns Down program this week. DOWN stands for Doing Outstanding with Nonviolence, the anti-violence effort giving kids a safe space to be mentored, pushed towards a positive outlet.
This is life-saving work.
We're all in this together. When it comes to anti-violence work and reducing gun violence, it's a collaborative community effort, and the city wants to be a part of that and support, those who are doing great work on the ground.
Marion Stuckey with Columbus Public Health helping to track the outcomes of the program.
Trauma, grief, loss, all the devastating things that young people are living through. We want to get to the root cause of that.
For Leach, it's an effort he believes can make a difference, but stresses people in neighborhoods have to step up.
A lot of people don't pay attention to problems until it affects them.
Organizers know this issue won't be solved overnight, but stress something has to be done. People in the community have to step up and be willing to take part in the effort to pull kids out of trouble. They also admit teens in this community have to make the right decisions as well. Their lives and futures literally hang in the balance. Rodney Dunigan reporting. From Columbus, Mayor Andrew Ginther calling on state lawmakers to pass what he calls common sense gun legislation.
We're here today to say loud and clear and unequivocally that this violence must end.
It's a refrain we've heard before. Now, Mayor Andrew Ginther and advocates taking their fight for peace to the State House. Janae Patrick with Mothers of Murdered Columbus Children front and center. The group with a painful connection. Members who've lost loved ones to violence, uniting to support each other. Uniting behind this effort.
I start asking God questions like, why our community? Why our kids? Why so much hurt? Why so much pain?
Political leaders here calling on Republican legislators to beef up gun laws to address a rise in violence seen citywide.
We have a gun violence problem in this country, in this state, and in Columbus. Gun violence is a problem.
The spokesman for the Ohio Senate Majority Caucus sending us a statement saying in part, violent felons don't consult the Ohio Revised Code before carjacking innocent people at gunpoint. Failed liberal mayors like Ginther, Bibb, and Lightfoot in Chicago are solely responsible for embracing the immediate release of violent felons, undermining their police force, and would rather punish law-abiding citizens who simply want to protect themselves and their families under the Second Amendment. Patrick saying the issue isn't political, instead about saving lives.
You might have access to somebody that's passing you every day that you may be able to speak life into. All of us have a responsibility right now to step up for our community, to step up for our children.
Columbus community leaders stress that state legislators have the political muscle to get more guns off the streets and make local communities safer. Rodney Dunigan reporting. The work certainly not easy, but rewarding. The team at Home for Families working to create stable families, thriving children, and healthy communities.
What we're seeing is just families in really bad shape, multiple months behind on rent and utilities, kids missing school, family members, really the mental health, and everybody is really feeling a lot of stress.
The needs across Central Ohio glaring. For some time, we've profiled those families struggling to make ends meet. The stories simply heartbreaking.
We are good people. Don't look down on us.
Home for families dedicated to making a difference, providing help and hope. That assistance, many times, vital.
It's the difference for our families between being able to stay in their home and being able to go to their jobs and being able to get the resources they need.
The group hosting their first fundraising walk this weekend. Donations crucial to keep their mission going.
Here's the great part. ABC6 will be taking part in this great event. I will be serving as the MC for the walk and would love to see you there. The fun kicks off at noon at Wolf Park, and there will be music, activities for the kids, you name it. For more information on how to sign up and help, simply head on over to our website and click this story. You certainly don't want to miss out. Rodney Dunigan reporting. The focus of the Success Bridge program at Columbus State Community College is simple: to give hundreds of students the support and ability to graduate school. The key point in all of this is housing, giving them a stable environment to help push their lives forward.
We're investing in their future and empowering them to focus on their studies without the added stress and fear stemming from housing instability.
From Mayor Andrew Ginther to City Council President Shannon Hardin, the effort is vital, ensuring local students have the aid necessary to complete college. A major part of that effort, secure housing.
If you don't go to college, then your opportunities are definitely limited. So this program has just came all together, and it gives you all the pieces that you need to be successful and get like affordable housing.
This investment allows for folks to have that security that housing will not be an issue as you attain your degree here at Columbus State.
Monday, city leaders announced additional funding for the Success Bridge program at Columbus State. Among other things, the program provides housing counseling and emergency rental assistance.
If students are in a lease and maybe doing okay, but they hit a bump in the road and need some help paying rent for a couple of months or something like that. So
the housing crisis real for students. Consider these numbers. 50% of community college students are housing insecure. 17% facing homelessness. The Success Bridge program helping more than 500 students, not only making sure they have a place to live, but giving them the push forward they need to graduate as well.
It's provided housing stability for me and my daughters. It's allowed me to finish school, which is great, which is my original goal. It's provided a great school district for my daughters to attend and to thrive in. They attend Bexley City Schools, so they're happy about that. And it's just really giving us like a foundation to build off of.
The solution to this problem is not something any of us can do individually. That's why we have the partnership. It requires collective effort.
City leaders are confident this effort will not only spark change in the lives of these students, but help to turn around families as well through education and stable housing. Rodney Dunigan reports.